Welcome to Maths with Paru. Today I wish to discuss a question in the October 2021 P2 examination paper, and it's going to be question 1. Question 1 is on binomial expansions. So here we go. To begin with, I just want to remind you all about what a binomial expansion is. So when I say what a binomial expansion is, I mean the rules regarding binomial expansion. So if we begin with the rules regarding binomial expansion, we know that if we expand a plus b to the power n, and here they're talking about 3 terms. The first term is a to the power n. The second term will be n c1 into a to the power n minus 1 into b to the power 1. The third term will be n c2 into a to the power n minus 2 into b to the power 2. So I'm going to use these directly with the information given. With the information given, we know that a is equal to 1, b is equal to kx, and n is equal to 16. So here we go. The first term is going to be 1 to the power 16, which is 1, plus 16c1 into kx, plus 16c2 into 1 squared into kx squared. And then if we expand them, we will end up with 1 plus 16kx plus 120k squared x squared. Now, you can just use your calculator to get the values of 16c1 and 16c2. Since we have been given the first 3 terms, that is essentially 1 minus 4x and px squared, what we do is we equate each of the terms to what's given. So 1 equals 1 won't help us, but 16kx is equal to minus 4x. Now that is going to help us. 16kx is equal to 16 minus 4x. So what we do is we first divide both sides by x. So we have x. And then we write minus 4 is equal to 16k, and then we divide both sides by minus 1/4. So we end up with k is equal to minus 1/4. Now the second term we know is px squared, and that's equal to 120k squared x squared. So we equate each of them. When we do that, again we can divide both sides by the x squared term. So then we just end up with 120k squared is equal to p. But we also know that k is equal to minus 1/4. So then we're going to replace our k, which is k squared, with k is equal to minus 1/4. So k squared is 1 over 16, and that's how we end up with 120 over 16. And finally, we have our answer of p is equal to 7.5. Now that's the first part of the question. Part A, and they have parts 1 and 2. Now we're going to go on to the second part of the question. Here they say using the value of k you found in part A, they said find the term in x squared in this expansion. Now here we have 2 brackets. We have 2 plus 16x, and we also have 1 plus 16 plus kx to the power 16. Now we already know our first terms. The first terms are going to be 1 plus 16kx plus 120k squared x squared, and we can also rewrite them, the first terms, as substituting the values we have. We can rewrite the first terms as, now the first bracket is 2 plus 16 over k, and I'm going to write the second bracket as 1 minus 4x, and I substitute my value for p, and I end up with plus 7.5x squared. Now we're going to talk about the x squared term. If you talk about the x squared term, how many ways in which you can find an x squared term? Now you can multiply 2 by the x squared term there. You can also multiply 16 over x if there was an x cubed term. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add an x cubed term here. Now the x cubed term will come from 16c3 minus 1 over 4, that is k, x to the power 3. So that's my x cubed term, because the way I can get x squared is if I multiply 16 over x into the x cubed term. So that is the reason that we expand it one more time, or with one more term. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect the terms with x squared. That is 2 into 7.5 squared. Then the next term would be 16 over x into the x cubed term, which is, when I simplify 16c3 into minus 1 over 4 cubed into x cubed, I end up with 16 over x into 560x cubed over 64. Now, the next step would be to add all the x squared terms. So if I multiply 2 times 7.5, I'm going to end up with 15. And then if I simplify everything to 16 over x into 560 x cubed over 64, I end up with minus 140. So 16 into 560 over 64 is going to give me minus 140. Now if I add 15 to minus 140, I will end up with minus 125x squared. And that would be my x squared term. And that is a question that we have been expected to answer. I hope my explanation was clear. Thank you for watching the video, and until my next video, goodbye for now.